Oh, hello. This is Tak Chung from Walk with Tak. In my cooking class, most people were surprised how I use my chicken and how it could be cooked so quickly. After one of my classes, one of my students told me that he was going to go home immediately, thaw out all the chickens that he had in his freezer, and then prep them exactly how I showed them during class. There are several aspects of my prepping impressed him. First of all, he was surprised at how quickly I could cook up to 2 pounds of chicken in the wok in less than 4 or 5 minutes. Normally, when you grill a piece of chicken breast, it would take at least 5 to maybe up to 8 or 9 minutes. And furthermore, is that if you even put it in the oven, it would take even longer, up to about 15 minutes. However, what impressed him most is the amount of time that it takes for me to thaw out 2 pounds of chicken, which takes only about 10 minutes. He told me that he normally eats chicken about once a week because it takes about several hours to thaw out the chicken breast, and he must plan this in advance. When combining the stir-fry technique and the method that I prep the chicken, he could have chicken from freezer to table in about 15 minutes. In order for me to achieve that, I cut the chicken up into bite size, and then I freeze them in a thin layer in a Ziplock bag. So when I take it out from the freezer, all I have to do is put it in a sink of warm water, and it will thaw out in about 10 minutes. I usually buy my chicken in bulk when they're on sale, and usually they come in a bag about maybe 6 to 7 pounds. I prep them as soon as I get home and distribute them into 8-ounce packages, which is the size that I normally eat for each meal. I always use my ceramic knife to cut up the chicken. The ceramic knife is made out of zirconium oxide. They are stronger and they are harder than steel knife, and they are excellent for cutting up meat. I used to use a steel knife, but I find that when you cut chicken with steel knife, the knife dulls rapidly. But a ceramic knife would stay sharp for years without need to be sharpened again. I cut the chicken on a dense plastic cutting board. I try to avoid wood cutting board, particularly those with a groove around the board, because that tend to accumulate residues, making them very difficult to clean. I have one cutting board designated specifically for cutting chicken to prevent cross-contamination. I first cut the chicken into strips, and then I slice them into bite size. Cutting up about 7 pounds of chicken takes a little bit of time, and usually it takes me about 30 to 40 minutes. But then I will have enough chicken that will last me for a month or more. I then store about 8 ounces of chicken in a sandwich Ziplock bag. The sandwich Ziplock bag works really well because the 8-ounce chicken will just fill it when I make it into a flat surface. When I save my chicken this way, I can remove it from the freezer and put it in a sink of warm water, and it will be thawed out in about 10 minutes. And if I need more chicken, I just thaw out more bags. If you like chicken, you probably would like this method. As my student told me later, he said this is probably the most valuable thing he has learned from my cooking classes, because now he can have chicken anytime he wants at a moment of notice.